Hi guys, so good evening and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite Goddess, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. It's 11/16/2025. Today is June 2, 20, wait lang. 11:16 in the evening. Today is June 2, 2025. Yan. So, medyo fast talk tayo ngayon. I'm doing a lot of things. I have to wake up really early tomorrow kasi I have to finish something and marami pa akong hindi natatapos and all. Nakakatawa pa kasi deadline bukas. So, I don't know guys. Let's just do it. We are reading pages 223 and 224 of the book Mastery. Okay? So, sabayan nyo ako kasi we'll make this a little bit faster than usual. The greatest danger he faced was that his energy would go flat over time as the design dragged on into years, and he would lose touch with his original vision. To combat this, Calatrava would remain in an attitude of constant dissatisfaction. The drawings were never quite right. They had to be continually improved and perfected. But pushing for perfection and holding on to this constant feeling of uncertainty, the project never froze into something rigid and lifeless. It had to feel alive in the moment. As his brush touched the paper, if what he was designing began to feel dead in any way, it was time to start over. This not only required tremendous patience on his part, but a good deal of courage as he wiped out the work of several months. Maintaining the edge and feeling of aliveness, however, was more important. As the years went by and Calatrava was able to look back on all of his projects, he had a strange sensation. The process he had evolved felt as if it had to come from outside of him. It was not something he had created through his own imagination, but rather it was nature itself that had led him to this perfectly organic and beautifully effective process. The projects would take root in his mind and some emotion or idea and slowly grow through the drawings, always alive and as fluid as life itself, like the stages of a plant leading to a flower. Feeling such vitality during the work, he would translate the sensation into the structures themselves, evoking awe and wonder in the public that saw and used them. So, dami nagyayaya lately. Lumabas. So, hindi ko alam paano ayusin yung schedule. I have to be everywhere at once. I have to finish many deadlines. And of course, I have to be here with you also. So, ayan. I have a scheduled run on Thursday. So, hindi ko talaga alam paano siya, I'm trying to compress everything. The process had evolved felt as if it had come from the outside of him. It was not something he had created through his own imagination, but rather it was nature itself that had led him to these perfect... Ano ba yan? Ulit ko ba? The projects would take root in his mind with some emotion or idea. Halina, ba yan? And slowly grow through the drawings, always alive and fluid as itself, like the stages of plant leading to a flower. Feeling such vitality during the work, he would translate the sensation into the structures themselves, evoking awe and wonder in the public that saw and used them. Ano ba yan? Naulit ko ata. Sunod na lang kayo guys, because I'm so tired, I'm like really, like I wanted to, that I can trying to regain all my strength. I'll just need to finish this month and we're good guys. I'll be able to focus with you. So I'm just wrapping up this month so that we could all move forward, diba? So because the creative process is an elusive subject and one of which we receive no trainings in our first creative endeavors, we are most often left our own devices to think or And in these circumstances, we have to evolve something that suits our individual spirit and our profession. Often, however, we can go quite wrong in evolving these process, particularly with the pressure to produce results and the fear that this instills in us. In the process Calatrava developed for his work, we can discern an elemental pattern and principles that have wide application, built as they are on the unnatural inclinations and strengths of the human brain. First, it is essential to build into the creative process an initial period that is open-ended. Follow through, guys, okay? So, matatalino naman kayo and all. So, I'm sure na sasabayan nyo. You give yourself time to dream and wonder to start out in a loose and unfocused manner. In this period, you allow the project to associate itself with certain powerful emotions, ones that naturally come out of you as you focus on your ideas. It is always easy to tighten up your ideas later on and to make the project increasingly realistic and rational. But if you begin with a feeling of tightness and pressure, focusing on the funding and the competition of people's opinions, you will stifle the associative powers of the brain and quickly turn the work into something without joy or life. Second, it is best to have wide knowledge of your field and other fields, giving your brain more possible associations and connections. Third, to keep this process alive and must never settle in into complacency as if your initial vision represents the end point. So, I will try na tapusin yung isang paperwork ko tonight. 3 pages ata yung gagawin ko. So, sana matapos ko siya. Yun, sana matapos ko para bukas yung isa naman yung gagawin ko. And I still need to double check all my stuff. Ay, nakakatamad yun gawin. So, because, medyo I'm doing a lot now for the past few years. So, basta yun. So, as if your initial vision represents the endpoint, you must cultivate profound dissatisfaction with your work and the need to constantly improve your ideas, along with a sense of uncertainty or not exactly sure where to go next. And this uncertainty drives the creative urge and keeps it fresh. Any kind of resistance or obstacles that crosses your path should be seen as yet another chance to improve your work. Finally, you must come to embrace slowness as a virtue in itself. When it comes to creative endeavors, time is always relative. Whether a project takes months or years to complete, you will always experience a sense of impatience and a desire to get to the end. The single greatest action you can take for acquiring creative power is to reverse the natural impatience. You take pleasure in the laborious research process and you enjoy the slow cooking of the idea, the organic growth that naturally takes shape over time. You do not naturally draw out the process, which will create its own problem, but the longer you can allow the project to absorb your mental energies, the richer it will become. Imagine yourself years in the future looking back at the work you have done. From that future vantage point, the extra months and years you devoted to the process will not seem painful or laborious at all. It is an illusion at the present that will vanish. Time is your greatest ally. We have here, we're number 5, guys. Yung title niya is The Open Field. This is another thing, another topic. Martha Graham's father, Dr. George Graham, was one of the most pioneering doctors in the 1890s to specialize the treatment of mental illness. So, ayan. Kinig kayo may mga sakit. I'm just kidding, guys. I think I'm one of those. My God, guys. With all this, yung sobrang fast-paced nating, ngayon, talaga siya. You need to be really aware of your mental state. Around the family, he did not talk much about his work, but one subject he would discuss about openly with Martha completely fascinated her. In working with his patients, Dr. Graham had developed the ability to judge much about their states of mind from their body languages. So, magkakasama yun, guys. Diba? I don't know kung napapanood niyo yung video ng The Pursuit of Jumpsuit, the Suitcase, something like that, guys. Basta, yung episode yun na nagbabasa siya ng body language and yung mga signs. Basta, guys, hindi ko maano exactly. Napanood ko yung few episodes nun, or like, basta series yun, guys. So, hindi ko naman siya din naman natapos kasi, you know, life really sometimes make us feel unalive. Sobrang busy, guys. Pag hindi ako, I wanted to finish it, pero hindi talaga kaya. So, natitenga siya, nakakaasar. Kaya hindi ako basta-basta nagsa-start ng Netflix or like a certain series without really finishing it. Kasi ayokong nabibitin. Diba? Kayo din, diba? So, he could read their level of anxiety and how they walk or move their arms or fix their eyes on something. The body does not lie, he would often tell her. So in high school in Santa Barbara, California, Martha developed an interest in theater. But one evening in 1911, Dr. Graham took his 17-year-old daughter to Los Angeles to see a performance of the famous dancer Ruth St. Denis. And from then, all she can think about was becoming a dancer. Influenced by her father, she was intrigued by the ability to express emotions without any words, strictly through the movement of the body. As soon as St. Denis opened up her own dance school, in 1916, Martha enrolled as one of its first pupils. So, much of the choreography was a kind of free-form ballet, with an emphasis of making everything seem easy and natural. There was a lot of posing and moving about with scarves, similar to the work of Isadora Duncan. Tapos na tayo, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. I am glad you are here with me every single day. And I'll see you again. BC.